What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. I was just saying to the girls for the photo shoot, I'm like, I don't know what day it is. Don't know what bloody day it is, but it is Wednesday. That's why we're here. Well, I'm here. And today we're going to be talking about alcohol. It is actually Alcohol Awareness Week as well. So typically today, or we had planned today to talk about leg exercises, but because it's Alcohol Awareness Week, we decided to swap this out. And someone asked a question in the Facebook group as well about alcohol and weight loss, so we just thought it was good timing. So we will talk about leg day workouts next week. When you drop in here, guys, you know the score. Pop a hashtag I'm here, like Sam, and we'll give you a shout out. Hey, Holly. Gosh. So we are in the UK now. So this is weird for us because we always do our live at 8. We're usually in Europe. This is Central European time. And so normally we're an hour ahead. So normally it's 8 o'clock. But today we're in the UK. So we're doing this at 7 o'clock. So it's a little bit confusing for us. On top of that, like I said, I don't know what bloody day it is. So it's all going well. It's all going well. Back in sunny UK. Wait.
We are.
Hey, Kyra. We're not far from you, kind of. Right now we are in Hatfield. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Teresa. Look at all the girls. Jenna. What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. So if you're watching on the replay, pop in the comments, hashtag replay, so we can see that people are tuning in and getting value as well, guys, because, you know, we are doing this for you. And if you guys aren't getting value, we're not going to waste our time, basically. It also helps us to understand, like, how many people watch on the replays, what kind of topics people want. And also, when we see names popping up here, unless you're blocked, when we see names popping up here, we are more likely to A, recognize your name, and B, recognize your posts in the Facebook group. So if someone posts like Jamie, she's one of our clients, but Jamie popped up and she was like, hey, how does alcohol influence weight loss, blah, 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 blah. And now we're doing it because you recognize that name. So always when you're attending here, pop in the comments your name, say hashtag I'm here, and then your name so we can see. Alrighty, that's the little preamble complete. So today's Wednesday. So we are doing a shorter one because on Wednesdays we catch up with our clients straight after this call. So that's what we're going to be doing. We've got a busy few days, haven't we?
We have.
So yesterday we flew from Skopje, which is in North Macedonia. We flew. And we landed in London last night. It was about midnight. Then we got up, done my check-in, went to the gym, had breakfast, worked, picked up the car, drove, went shopping, got a patch test for our spray tan, didn't we? Which Can is really, really looking forward to. And then we went shopping, and then we come here, had food, and that's a whirlwind of the day. The next couple of days is prep for the shoot. So it's going to be obviously getting the spray tan, just dialing in the diet, carrying on, staying active, reducing stress, leaning out, bath. Lots of sittings in the tub to kind of get as lean as possible. And then Friday we go to the little town that the photo shoot's going to be in. And then Saturday we see all the girls.
We do indeed.
And we've met some of them. I think there's just one we haven't met in person before, isn't it? Which is unusual because
Debbie. I can't remember. Where does Debbie live?
Debbie lives in Swansea.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. But typically we don't meet our clients because they're from all over the world, obviously. But some of them we've met because we sometimes do in-person events as well. And some of them have managed to come to those. So, and Kyra I knew anyway. So I'm excited. You can tell Cam is thrilled as well. He can't wait. You can see by that smile and that enthusiasm that he's just ecstatic about the thought of this photo shoot. You haven't eaten much today, have you? Low carb?
Yeah.
That's what happens. Alrighty, so what I want, guys, from you is some audience participation. So put a number 1 in the comment if you drink every weekend. Put a number 2 in the comment if you drink every night. And put a number 3 in the comment if you drink special occasions.
Only on social occasions.
And number 4 if you don't drink at all. Cara made it to the last person event in Swansea. She did. You know, she lives bloody miles away. So 1, drink every weekend. 2, every day. 3, special occasions. 4, never. Special occasions. Still waiting for this audience participation here, aren't we? So today. 3. Three. 4. Who's number 4? Put your name. Put your name, please. Who doesn't drink? You're my friend. You could be my friend, whoever number 4 is. I'm also going to tag Jamie in this because this slide is pretty much her
I don't know what
request.
time it would be for her.
1, 3, and 4 in prep for the shoot. 1, 3, and 4. Okay. I wonder who that is. Oh, that's Kyra. Righty. Shoot. Okay. Hannah. Yes, of course. Hannah is number 4. Yeah. Our new Hannah. Jamie. There she is. What time is it in Ontario? Teresa lives close by, I believe. I think she lives close in the same region. State? Region?
Pretty sure it'd be the same time zone.
Yeah, time zone. That's fine. 2 p.m. All righty. Well, maybe she's in work or something. But, all righty. Let's jump in. So, first of all, the conversations are always around like, can I drink alcohol whilst trying to lose weight? Or how much alcohol should I drink? And I think Jamie actually put a specific question in, didn't she? Did you see it? How do you track the calories or how do you make room for it? Yeah. And there's a couple of things that Cam and I want to talk about and discuss as we go through this as well. So if you've got any questions, pop them in and we can come back to them at the end. So where do you want to start, Cam?
Well, we'll see how much we can fit in 15 minutes, I think. Maybe I have to make a separate one on
I'm
this.
going to ramble. Can I just pre-frame this with I don't drink alcohol, but Cam does? I just want to pre-frame that. Okay.
It doesn't change the facts.
It does not change the facts. Exactly, guys. And here we are.
So we've got 3 sections. What happens when we drink alcohol is what people need to understand. How to work around it when we are going to drink. And then to another question, someone said, what to do with a hangover, what to do best. And that's probably the best one because I disagree completely in the opposite direction to what they were suggested to. It doesn't make any sense to me. So we'll talk about that at the end.
Okay. I didn't see this.
That was another question, yeah. Cool. So where should we start? So does alcohol stop fat loss? I don't think I could comment and say it physically blunts fat loss. Like it just doesn't exist. It 1000% slows it down, but to what rate? I don't think there's any studies that say 90% it slows it down, 100% like completely it stops fat loss. But most likely and very strongly, all evidence supports it will slow down fat loss to very slow. Fat loss is slow anyway, so if it slows it down, you're not even going. It's going to make it like even longer. So we don't want to do it. So essentially, alcohol, when it's in our system, it's its own macro. It's like it's its own sort of like food group. So you have protein, 4 calories. Fat is 9 calories per gram. Carbs are 4 calories per gram. Alcohol itself is 7 calories per gram.
Protein is 4 as well.
Yeah, protein, carbs are 4. Fat is 9. Alcohol is 7, so it's classed as a different macro, and it has no benefit to the body. There's no nutrients in it that are going to benefit the body. It is a foreign toxin, so its first job is to metabolize this alcohol to get it out of your system.
The body's first job is to metabolize it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So this means it slows down fat oxidation. That doesn't mean like burning actual body fat. This is like using fat as energy. So when this process is slowed down, overall it slows down your calorie deficit. Overall, it slows down the mechanisms working towards fat loss. So 1,000,000%, it will slow it down. For 100%, so what the stats, it says it can take up to like 48 hours for the body to process the alcohol, and that's depending on the volume that you drink. I don't know what that was done to, but if you excessively drink, it's probably going to be in your system for longer. So that's probably the biggest thing. So yeah, your body cannot convert calories from alcohol, meaning it needs to use them up, and it will delay all other fat burning or metabolic processes until the alcohol is out of your system.
Which could take 48 hours.
Which could take 48 hours.
So you're delaying it by 2 days, essentially.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every week.
So I drink on a Saturday, for example. So all of Sunday and all of Monday, basically, I'm still waiting for the alcohol to get out of my system. Saturday is the day I'm drinking, so I'm probably going to have like some extra food there or wherever. So basically 3 out of 7 days, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So about half.
Much. You just half your week. Yeah, you slow it down. And like we say, fat loss is slow anyway.
Yeah.
And people aren't patient enough. So if you're always drinking alcohol, again, we'll talk about what you can drink at the end of it. It's going to slow it down even more, 100%. So it really depends on what is worth it to you. If you're having the odd 1 or 2 drinks, I think that is fine. I always recommend like the driving allowance, just as like a number. Like I think it's like in the UK, 1 to 2 units per day. And it's been shown that if you're still calorie controlled, you'll still lose fat. And it won't affect your body too much. But when people start to have more than 2 units, more than a couple of drinks every day, or like it is on the weekend, then it starts to like build up these, these procedures of stopping and slowing the whole process down, because the body wants to get rid of it.
So the UK are notorious, aren't they, for like going wild? It's not just like, like France or Italy, they have a glass here and there, and then the UK, they're just like off their tits.
Pretty much. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 things alcohol can do to your system that makes it bad for fat loss.
Can I say the first one?
Go on.
Okay. So, because you haven't got all of this down, but I remember from the study that even if you drink alcohol or on the odd weekend, it doesn't matter if you do it on the odd weekend or if it's every single day, like a little bit every day, or if you go couple on the weekend, this raises your baseline stress level. Okay, so if generally our stress is here, if you drink alcohol, your stress will generally be there. So when you guys are like, oh, I'm stressed, I need to drink, like, whoop, there it goes. And so every time you kind of lengthen this procedure, every time you continually do it, your stress level is going like this. That is chronic. That is like for good. Whereas what we're about to say now is also like there and then kind of thing, So already you're stressed because you've got a high level of stress. And then when you do drink alcohol, it increases cortisol. Okay, so again, this is me, for example, don't drink alcohol. This is someone that drinks every weekend or once. Yes, it does. Once every so often or once every night. And then when you do drink, you're already there. And then you go, boop, like this. Okay, so you're up here in this field here. And I'm down here. Like fucking cool as a cucumber. So what happens when your cortisol is increased? There are obviously cortisol is a hormone. So you've got hormonal problems. Things like PCOS are exacerbated, the symptoms of it. Your menstrual cycle can be thrown off a little bit as well. Generally, fat loss is slowed down completely, and you're more likely to do like behavioral, psychological things.
We're getting that.
Okay.
You're just adding in your own points now.
I am, yeah, because
stick to the plan.
I wasn't around and you were making these notes.
4 points.
So it contributes to muscle breakdown anyway, so it can break down your muscle.
That's the second point.
I thought that was the first one.
No, that's the second point there.
There.
She can't stick to the plan. This is why we have to have time frames and plans.
I'm enthusiastic.
So it increases cortisol. And we've all talked about how important cortisol is and how you need to lower it. So the second thing is it reduces your muscle recovery. 1, because it increases cortisol, and 2, because it breaks down a process called muscle protein synthesis. So this is a process we need to rebuild and recover our muscles, and this is what we need day to day. But for up to like 12 to 24 hours, this process again is just put down the food chain of how important it needs to be done. So your muscles, like a lot of people in the UK, they'll have a big gym session and they'll go to the gym for a workout and then they go out heavy drinking in the night. They'll probably get no recovery for this workout, or very like limited, because your body's now just fully focusing on metabolizing and getting rid of alcohol, the foreign substance in our body. So that's point number 2. It reduces and slows down muscle recovery, muscle building, so it slows the process down. So the third one is that one.
Well, I would say this one.
I could say this one.
Okay. What I was alluding to earlier. Basically, on that night that you're going to drink, you probably eat shit on that day as well. And then after, or at the end of the night, what do you want? Kebab, pizza, chips. Like, we all want these, I don't want to call them shit foods, but those greasy kebab shop kind of meals. That's what everyone loves at the end of a night out. Or if you're in Swansea, Chickoland, I think. Don't even know that's still a thing. But yeah, so then you're more likely to go over your calories. So you will have gone over your calories drinking alcohol, okay? Probably. Then you're going to eat more processed food, high in fat, high in sugar. That's going to push you over. And then what do we do the next day? Eat more. Exactly. So then we're hungover. We want more food. We want more chips. We can't bother to, or fries, I guess, in America. Can't bother to cook. We just want to take away, bring the Dominoes in, whatever. We'll start again Monday. And not only this, but because your sleep is thrown off, that means your leptin and your ghrelin levels, your 2 hunger hormones, are thrown off as well. So you're going to be even more hungry and never satisfied. Okay, so you've got the sleep aspect, which we haven't really spoken about, but
we're getting there.
All right, we're getting there. But yeah, there's those hormones as well. So you're not going to be fulfilled when it comes to food, which means you're going to overeat.
So alcohol will increase your hunger and your appetite on the night and the day after. On the night, because of alcohol, that has the actual effect of increasing your appetite. And then, like Faye said, lack of sleep, it disturbs sleep, so you're going to have an increase of appetite and hunger the day after. 2 things that lead on to the 4th point is it reduces your inhibition and decision making, leading to worse choices on food. So if you start to overdrink, you're not going to care anymore about calories and calorie counting. You're just going to have whatever cheesy chips, whatever alcohol-based food you want. And then it carries on to the next day if you're not, what we're going to talk about, doing when you've had a hangover.
I think as well, just for me to jump in there, because you're more dehydrated, you confuse a lot of times your dehydration with hunger, so you're going to eat more as well. So that's another so
there's literally about 4 indirect things that alcohol just do to your system that just makes you eat more food.
Yeah.
So yes, you can eat within your calories. Yes, you can still lose fat over time, but it will be slowed down during that 48, 72 hours, depending on how much you have. But it will increase the likelihood of you just overeating your calories. So like we say, alcohol in itself, in moderation, you could still lose fat over time. But the behavioral changes that come after it and over consuming alcohol is what probably does the biggest damage. And they're just 4 of it. There's more, but we're still going, okay?
We're still going, guys.
Right, so how to work around it. If you're going out and you're going to drink, there's 3 main things that we could talk about that are going to help reduce the effects of alcohol on your system and the night after, because now we know it's those that are the most damaging.
Yeah.
So the first one is staying hydrated. It's pretty simple. We'll talk about it later, but alcohol just purely dehydrates you. And like Faye said, when you're dehydrated, you want to eat more. You probably just want to drink more, obviously, but you don't drink more water. You drink more alcohol.
Brain function slows down.
And it just, so stay hydrated. Faye's biggest tip is have alcohol drink water, alcohol drink. If you're flipping in between it, it's good. Obviously, on the day of, during, before you go to bed, when you wake up, have some water. 2, add in an electrolyte tablet. Or in the UK, they have something called Diarrhyte, which is for when people have diarrhea, but it's actually an electrolyte sachet, replaces your potassium, sodium, magnesium, and electrolyte balance, which alcohol off-throws. and that will rehydrate you so much quicker, even if you have it before going into drinking, during drinking, and after drinking. So then there's this one.
So when you are choosing food, and I've done a reel on this, of course, make sure that you're eating high fat and high protein foods. High fat and high protein foods will slow down the.
Sorry.
Right?
I thought I could lead right over.
No. Will slow down the absorption of the alcohol. So then it's going to not get into your system as quickly. It's not going to have such a negative effect, and it'll kind of break it down longer over time rather than just having this like spike and then dropping back down.
Yeah. So what we're going to want to do is on that day is you don't want to be drinking on an empty stomach. You want to be eating high protein, high fat foods to help slow the digestion down of alcohol within the system. So it just slows it down.
I literally just said that.
All right.
He wasn't listening. Literally said those words.
Okay, the last one is don't drink too late. So the thing what people do is they drink so late, they end up just going to bed really late. They disturb their natural going to bedtime, their circadian rhythm, and then they have really poor sleep that leads to everything we've just mentioned. So it's actually better advice to drink earlier on in the day, so you have more time to, one, rehydrate after, and two, have more time for your body to metabolize it, take as much of it out of your system, so when you do come to sleep, you'll get much better sleep and you won't feel as bad the next day. So drinking earlier is 100% helps, and just stopping earlier is just one option. So those are three main options.
So one of the best things you can do is drink earlier on in the day, because then it's less likely.
Yeah.
Just pulling your leg. Okay.
Right. We had a question. We'll go to that one.
We had a question. We'll go to that one. Yeah. So actually, guys, you know when you blackout, not blackouts, but like when you have like those blackout phases the night after, the day after, you're like, oh my God, what happened? That's because when you go to sleep, that's when a lot of the learning and the memories are made. But alcohol actually sometimes can stop, basically puts a blocker in that neurological pathway so that you can't remember those like little sections. So that's a really scary thing. As well, I thought of another way that cortisol is raised with alcohol, because, guys, I know many of you will have opened up your phone the next day and gone, oh my God, someone's tagged me in a picture. That's stress. Or, oh my God, why did I call my ex 42 times? Oh shit. Like, that is stressful. So there's those other kind of things. And also, you know, like, did I look like a twat? Like, did I make myself look like a twat last night? I think that's a big old scary thing. It's funny, isn't it, when we see people drink alcohol, Brits abroad, when we see people like really drunk, are like, oh my God. Like,
right. We've got 2 minutes to get through these questions.
It's all right, we can.
So the biggest one was crystals. What I found interesting, we rarely drink during the week. We save our alcohol consumption for the weekend. Not every week, and not a lot is consumed. However, how do we reset after? I was told by a functional medicine doctor to fast until dinner on Sunday or Monday if we overdid it on the weekend, because it helps reduce inflammation and reset your body. So I don't really understand what reset your body means. You can't reset your body. But again, my biggest thing is alcohol is the biggest, one of the biggest diuretics out there, and it purely just dehydrates your body. So if you're not eating any food and not really drinking and you're fasting, and you're not having any other liquids, if you're only just having water, you won't rehydrate as quickly as you could. So I would say the best thing you should do, so things we need to learn is alcohol dehydrates the body by increasing a certain hormone, vasopressin, that impairs the ability to reabsorb water. So you just get really dehydrated. So you need to basically hydrate with electrolytes straight away in the morning and continually throughout the day. You need to be adding in foods like bananas, coconut water, avocado, all high in natural minerals and electrolytes. You do need to be eating balanced meals, because you've just probably not eaten, or you just eaten absolute shit and lost all the nutrients from it because you're so dehydrated, and your body can't reabsorb it. So eating balanced meals, replacing the nutrients lost. So you've got like turkey wraps, chicken wraps, adding in avocados, chicken noodles, soups, just whole food based protein, fat and carbs. So a balanced meal, again, is going to keep you fuller for longer, replace what you've lost, and then you're not going to end up really hungry during like the evening where the process might just start again.
Mm.
So I don't know. I wouldn't agree with fasting until for half the day. You definitely want to rehydrate because that's the biggest thing alcohol does to you. And if you stay dehydrated, it'll just make it worse, I think. What would you say to that?
I understand the inflammation section. I understand that. But I also think, like, guys, I like to think about the whole journey here, not just like that weekend or like those few days. If we continually go, if I have alcohol, I have to fast. If I have alcohol, I have to fast. If I have alcohol, I have to fast. It makes this relationship with alcohol really bad, being like, oh, if I have alcohol and that's bad and I can't eat anything. And it kind of puts you in this cycle of, well, I've gone over the top and now I have to burn it off, or I have to like not eat. I have to punish myself in order to have deserved or earned the alcohol. And we don't like that. As coaches, we don't like it when people are like, oh, I've got to burn off my chocolate, or I have to, I'm on pizza tonight, so I've got to burn off my calories for my pizza or wherever. Like, just fucking get back on track. Like, and also, if you're doing it every single weekend, ask yourself why. Like, why are you drinking so much every weekend? Well, I say so much, I don't know. But like, lots of people go out every weekend in case they miss something, and it's like nothing fucking different happens. So we need to ask ourselves, do we want the alcohol now? Could we half it? So instead of every week, we do every 2 weeks, every month, something like that. Are you really missing out? Like, what is more important to you, the alcohol that night or your goal, essentially? I think we can do these as a separate one.
Yeah, we'll do the other questions on the next live
on
Monday.
Like a tactical, like, if you want to drink alcohol, these are the best types. Yeah. This has to fit into your budget, your calorie budget.
All the questions are budget calories, and then Tara's got a few budget calorie questions.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Yeah, there we go. So we will do all of that tactical advice on drinking alcohol on Monday. But guys, this is the last live of the week because Friday we're preparing for the shoot, basically. We'll be all tanned up. So we are about to jump in our Zoom, in our client group. If you're in there, I'm going to post the link to the Zoom any minute now. If you've got any questions, let us know. If you found this valuable, please put it in the comments as well, so that we know that it's the kind of thing you want to hear about, okay? So any questions, let us know. Otherwise, we'll speak to you soon. Have a fantastic rest of your week and a fantastic weekend.